Smash.
Oh, goddamn. You buzzed in the red.
Woo! No, see, it's not in the
red.
red. I don't know.
That's crazy.
It's one of those things. Anywho,
Yeah,
all right, what's
like
up? We here.
Very robotic.
We are out here.
To another episode 6, brought to you by us.
Whoa.
Earth to whoever. I'm Peepo.
The Revac.
Dicks.
And then we have special guests over here.
Chad Ross.
Woo!
Cinematographer extraordinaire. Half Gracie. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Sacramento. Purple belt.
It's only on Tuesdays.
Only on Tuesdays.
That you're a purple belt, or only on Tuesdays you strangle people for a living?
The best dressed man in Sacramento.
Oh, I pretend that every day is Sunday. That way, you know, you got to dress up on Sunday, go to church.
Go to church?
So you got to look good on Sunday. So if you pretend that every day is Sunday, you
gotta
won't
look good
have a
all
problem
the
in that part of your life, you know?
Dude, Chad Ross is a stylish motherfucker, everybody. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah. He's wearing a motorcycle jacket. I don't think he'd rode a motorcycle here.
That's how you know you're tight.
Hey, I hella want to get one of those, though. I like that.
H&M, man. H&M. Shout out to H&M.
Shout out to H&M.
I bought the top of the line one. No.
How much is that? Like $5,000?
No, they don't.
H&M's like $200.
Yeah,
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. No, because they have one that was like $800. This one I think was like $300. This is like the first like real leather jacket they had, because everything else is like
pleather.
$139.
For real?
Pleathered.
That shit's clean right there. It's like a dark blue, everybody. For everybody on Podbean that can't hear, this fool's rocking a really nice indigo blue leather jacket. Everybody on YouTube, just watch him the entire time. He's the best dressed motherfucker here. Holla.
Straight up.
Anyway, so what's up, Chad? Let us know. What are you about? What's your deal?
What's new, man? What's new?
Welcome to the Earth.
Thanks for having me, guys. I don't know, man. I've been training jiu-jitsu, doing videos, getting ready to do some new music videos.
Damn.
Doing this art life stuff with
Nice.
Garibaldi.
Nice.
Just finished the James Cavern video.
Ooh. Oh,
not
shit.
too
My
long
bad.
ago, not too long ago.
He'll be on next week.
And working with James was real fun.
Nice.
That was a fun.
Tell us about that. Tell us about your adventures with James. How did that all go down? How did you guys meet up? What's the deal with that?
I met James like maybe a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think David Garibaldi had said something about him. Like, he's like, yo, man, have you ever heard of James Cavern? I was like, nah, who's that? And he was just like, he's like, pointed me in that direction. And I think I saw him at the TBD Fest, the first TBD Fest perform. And I was just like, whoa, this dude is solid, man.
Yeah,
He's really solid.
David put me on him too. Garibaldi.
He's really
definitely
solid.
put me on.
Yeah, and then I think I met him one time, and then I talked to him about doing a video, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't have any when I get an album together or something, I'll hit you up."
So what was the name of the song?
Broken Heart.
Where'd you film it?
We filmed it here. We filmed it.
Ooh.
We filmed half of it here, and half of it across the street at the wall.
At the wall.
So
nice.
Here being WARONWALLS Studios.
Warehouse Artist Lofts.
Nice.
It's a very nice building.
Nice.
Very, very nice place.
Super cheap too, if you can qualify for it.
Everybody wants in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it's like a in between type of thing. Like either you make too much money or you don't have a roommate because they only have like a 3-bedroom spot available.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I heard that shit was like sold like quick.
Yeah, there was a line. There was it was like a Jordan release when
Damn.
when the
That's
building
tight,
first
though.
went up. Yeah, there
I
was
think that
like
shit's
I drove
dope.
by
Like overnight,
and it was just a line of people. I was like, "Yo, are they
were
selling shoes there?"
People are on eBay like selling their spot. On
for
eBay.
real.
It's a dope little like artist like little like meetup thing. Like I thought
I think
shit's
that
dope.
is dope. And downstairs you have a fucking bar and a barbershop.
Yeah,
It's true.
That's really cool. I think Sacramento definitely needs like places like that where it's very artistic on a level where like people can be very comfortable and like chill versus like an area where they got to go to like some sketch part of town.
Yeah,
Which
like,
it used to be the case.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah,
Find
it
yourself
used to
on
be the
Lemon
case.
Hill, South Sacramento.
Oak Park.
Oak Park, doing some art. You know what I'm saying?
In the
God,
P-
I'm
on a
going to
free
the
wall.
breakdance competitions in Lemon Hill.
Hey, for real.
Or at Pal.
Ooh, let's talk about
At
that.
Pal. Damn.
For real. Yeah, Chad, what's up? So you born here in Sacramento, or are you born somewhere else? And then...
I was born in Pasadena, California.
Okay.
But I was raised in Natomas since the age of 13.
Okay, so you pretty much from here.
Yeah, and so I was freaking running around Natomas, freaking breakdance. I used to see kids breakdancing in front of the Albertsons on Truxell.
Ooh.
That was the first time I saw
when Albertsons was there. Rest in peace, Albertsons, everybody. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
That fried chicken meal that they used to have was amazing.
Yes.
Albertsons, I do miss you. Rest in peace, Albertsons. Fuck.
For real.
Yeah, like Chad used to be a super b-boy, everybody, just in case nobody knows.
Yeah, I remember we went to Seattle. So it was Revolution, and we housed, Massive Monkeys housed us. That was the first time
Shouts out Massive Monkeys. Jeromski.
First time I seen LA or California live.
Damn.
And then it was you guys Flex, or it was Massive and Flex versus California.
Ooh.
And we were sitting there being cheerleaders on the side and shit. It was in Portland, and Stilo was getting on my fucking nerves.
Yeah, man, those.
I wanted to punch Stilo so bad. Shout out to Stilo though; he's actually a really cool dude.
Stilo, yeah, shout out to Stilo. I think I saw that battle on YouTube not too long ago. I saw one battle. It was some battle I was in.
It was like a hip hop international or some shit in Portland. Yeah,
I forget what.
But keep in mind, you was b-boying before this YouTube shit. I remember I used to cop videos with you on them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Dude.
That's all. Out for fame. You know what I'm saying? Mighty Four.
Hell yeah.
Vietnam trying to hurt people, you know what I'm saying? I remember that. That's back in the days, homie.
Punching little kids.
You know what I'm saying?
Trying to punch Dietrich, man.
Shouts out to Dietrich, by the way, if you remember that when Vietnam hated on you during the battle.
Well, he flipped from left field into the gym.
And he was a judge, mind you.
Yeah, he was a judge.
Well, did some asshole shit.
Wait, Dietrich was a judge?
No, Dietrich was in a battle.
How old was Dietrich at the time? Can
14,
you recall that?
15?
He might have been maybe 16.
He was young. He still had the baby fat on him. He was young. He was chubby, but still doing air flares, doing mad power.
So he was battling, and the judge flipped in and punched him.
Yep.
For what?
He flexed on him.
Because he apparently bit his move. Right? Wasn't it the wrist thing or something like that?
Yeah, when Dietrich first started, I mean, just like anybody, he just,
he's young.
He had a bunch of tapes, and he was just watching tapes. So
that's how it works, baby.
Moves.
That's what I'm saying.
You're 16 years old. You don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he was oh, yeah, I'm going to steal his move. No,
Describe to me this, Chad. What was the b-boy scene like back then? And then if you had to, make a comparison of what b-boy, culture is now or whatever, or it's the same, it's different, what's your take?
I don't know. I think more or less it's still the same, but on a level of that's way more accepted. People are able to make more or less a living off of it if they're very serious about it.
Hell yeah.
Which is really cool. I like to see that kids are taking it to that level and able to pay their own bills and able to pave some way for some younger kids, beyond them. Because they spend a lot of time. Getting good at this dance, and I remember Alien Ness. I think he said it best. He said, we love hip hop, but hip hop don't love us.
Yep.
And I was just when he said
That's
that, it kind of put everything in perspective.
That's true.
Okay.
It's been a long time coming. I mean, it is interesting to see
you mean to tell
b-boys
me.
be able to make a living off of this. Seeing a lot of the b-boys that I remember growing up watching, still doing it and actually being able to, set a pathway for future b-boys. It seems like it's on the horizon. Seeing what Rebel's been doing with it, Monster, just the culture itself, kind of seeing it as what it is, and it's interesting. It's evolving to something really interesting. So I'm curious to know what happens with it. Yeah. I follow it from time to time. I ain't gonna lie. Just some of the things they do now is just out of this world.
Bananas.
Yo,
it definitely. It's on an out of this world level. It's definitely. I feel like it's more or less turned into a sport.
Yeah, for real.
It's definitely a sport. I think, which I think is cool because it's if you want it to be exciting, you know what I mean. You got to see highlights all the freaking time.
Yeah,
all the time. It's like ESPN, baby. You just want to see that fucking blow up.
Exactly.
That's about it.
If you're not a fan of European soccer.
Yeah.
But if I showed you highlights of the game,
you're what?
You'd be like, oh,
well, that's in a whole match though. You're only seeing that a handful of times.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so,
I get it.
Yeah, I think, packaging the whole b-boy experience on that level, getting people to
getting excited for it and stuff like that.
Respect the dance, or not even respect the dance, but just appreciate what's going on.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be on that level. So
yeah. No, agreed.
it's cool, man. Because I remember back in the day, we were definitely like, no, it needs to be ground
old school.
Roots. It needs to be this. It needs to be that.
No filming.
Foundation.
No filming. Foundation only. Fuck power.
Yeah.
Keep your shoes on.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You can't be going out in the circle with your socks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
one air chair per round. No inverts.
It's just funny though how it is evolved. You know what I'm saying? B-boying is like some cool shit now. Anyway, so how did you transition out of that to what was the next phase in Mr. Ross's life after B-boying?
I think what happened was I was 2005, 2006. I was dancing with Mass Monkeys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We were dancing for the Seattle Sonics.
Ooh, rest in peace, Seattle Sonics.
What are those?
Thunder.
Well, now they're Oklahoma City Thunder, but people forget. People forget. I know Deeks knows.
I know.
The Glove.
I know the Glove.
Sean Kemp. Hershey Hawkins. That left
Hey,
Shrimp.
Durant played a season for the Sonics.
Yeah, there was
Yeah,
one.
did the first
Yeah.
season.
He played one season.
I'm trying to find that Durant Sonics jersey. That shit
They
is
got him.
fire.
Yeah.
If I can
Yep.
find it. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up.
But we was dancing for them. It was funny. I got hit up by their manager at the time, who was like, because at the time when we first got the gig, a lot of the Massive Monkeys didn't want to do it, but like a couple of the main ones, like I think Jerome, Ski, Bryson, Twix,
Yeah.
Lazy,
And Mike Bryson.
they wanted to do it, but they needed more people or something. So it ended up being like
Half.
myself, Orb, and Free from Circle of Fire.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
And we had we were making up routines and like doing
Yeah.
all kinds. Basically, we had to learn all the Massive Monkey routines. Basically,
Oh, all them
and
big
then,
ass
like,
group
kind of
routines.
like added on and like
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff.
Modified it and just like kind of did it your own thing. Yeah.
Pretty much is what we did, and then I think Free and Orb were just they're not the routine guys at all.
Yeah,
They
strictly
don't-
B-boys.
they just
Freestyles.
they just
You
wanna
know what I'm
dance.
saying?
Freestyle.
Just want to get down.
Dance and,
Yeah,
like,
them
do
them
whatever.
fools are dope though. I remember watching them when I was younger too. I was like, they're on some different style shit, but
Yeah,
really,
Free was
really
a-
dope.
Free was a super huge inspiration for me
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he had that like super bouncy house style, and that's where like Reminds. I kind of feel like I meshed with Reminds and Free, and that's how I kind of got my little jig down.
You could
Yeah,
B-boy. You're a B-boy.
Nah, I was on Sundays, only on Sundays.
I was that motherfucker that went to the circle with socks on, like, yo, I'm about to do this windmill and blow your mind, and then just no pose, no nothing.
You gotta do those walking flares.
Yeah, I was breakdancing when I was young, when I had health insurance under my parents. Once that was done, I was like, this ain't for me.
Smart man.
You know what I'm saying? Nice.
Do you still get down?
Sometimes it.
Yeah, it's called jiu-jitsu, bro.
Yeah.
All the time I'm on my back,
Sometimes
nigga,
at the
when I'm...
gym, like warming up, I'll dance a little bit. I still house dance, like I do that for cardio. I don't know, like once a b-boy, always b-boy. You still dance.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's always in you.
It's funny when like I'll be in the gym and like sometimes some people do yoga,
Yep.
you know, with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So like
Makes a lot of sense.
cats will try to do like head poses.
Yeah.
You're
And
like,
this will
watch
just be
that.
B-boy.
This shit.
And when they do that shit, I fucking do like multiple like stacking poses.
Hey, for real, though. For real. That makes a lot of sense.
And they're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like, you know, they kind of like because they bug out because it applies directly. To
Naturally, yeah.
to
I remember
jiu-jitsu.
Eddie Bravo talking about that with
Gio.
what's it called? Yeah,
Oh, Gio,
freak show
yeah,
cats.
Gio the freak, yeah,
They were
those
like
guys.
the hardest part about jiu-jitsu, or what he was saying. I think I'm misquoting, probably fucking this up, but he was just like, the hardest part is like the understanding of the body. Like that's like the hardest part to understand how to move. But with b-boys, you're like, oh, you're accustomed to already controlling the body. The moves are hella easy. But the control in the body and what's being aware of like all your body parts, you're like, oh, it's a natural progression for b-boys because they're killing it right now.
Yeah,
Like EBI, like they're roasting fools.
Yeah, those guys are really, really good, and just like how you said, it's like to have that kind of control over your body. It makes and with jiu-jitsu, I mean, the easiest way I could explain it to like another dancer is like it's like Jiu-Jitsu movement is like caveman breakdance moves.
Ooh.
It's
Yeah.
like really primitive movement.
Yeah,
like,
very primitive. Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's so whereas like in breaking, it's way like
more
you have to
complicated.
create this
Super
momentum to be
yeah.
able to spin on one hand
Yeah,
backwards.
it's more physics than anything for sure.
Versus like move your butt over here.
Yeah.
And put your leg over this.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like simplified, but
Yeah,
still
super,
you're
yeah.
taking the same idea of body control, just doing it in this form now.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. So you're a strangler. How's that? What's that like being like you're a certified killer?
Well, what happened was from dancing, I was into filmmaking, and when you do
like the porno
filmmaking-
industry. Oh, okay, cool. So for all you don't know, Chad Ross was a porno aficionado. He did a lot of editing for,
MilfHunters.com.
you know what I'm saying, Bang Bros.
Bang Bros.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying? So he went from that to jiu-jitsu, right? So go ahead. You know what I'm saying? The secret is a lot of people in the porn industry do jiu-jitsu. It's weird. I don't know what it
It's
is.
weird.
It's
It's
that
weird,
body-
man.
it's that body
weird.
It's
control.
something
I don't
about
know, man. I don't know.
yeah, it's that Bikram yoga. You know, that Bikram jiu-jitsu, actually. That's the new shit.
That Bikram strip jujitsu.
You know, shout out to my brother. He coined that. He was like, oh, yeah, it's where you get, like, you know, in your underwear and you just do jiu-jitsu in, like, 135 degrees.
That
It's just
sounds
nice.
scary. That sounds really
Nice. You get really flexible.
Yeah.
What's
It's
up?
like the tickle
Extra.
takedown.
Yeah.
Ah,
the tickle
tickle
sweep. The tickle
tickle
sweep.
Tickle
Yeah.
sweep.
Tickle sweep. Shout
But
out.
no, I was you do video stuff, you know, and like when you live in a place in Seattle where it rains all the time,
Yeah.
so you're always inside and you stop dancing and you
Damn.
just make videos, you just get fat. So
Damn. So wait, so you were editing video, like B-boy videos, or just any type
I
of
was
video?
just I was working for Microsoft at the time.
Oh, nice.
I had me and my friend Matt Chernikoff. We started this thing called the Green Room
Oh,
for
sick.
Microsoft, and it was like a 3-year run where Microsoft pretty much flew us all over the place, and we interviewed musical artists from like Janelle Monáe,
Damn.
Dierks Bentley,
Damn.
Oasis,
Damn.
Nas,
Damn.
Mos Def.
And this was a Microsoft project that you guys were like
Yasin
special
Bey.
team for that.
we got that gig like when I was in college, film school.
That's dope.
But yeah, that's what I was doing. So like when you start doing stuff like that, like what you go to school for and like what you really want to do, you don't really care about like
Everything else.
breakdancing. I didn't.
But
care
it makes
about
sense though. I mean, it's progress. Like
Yeah.
you know, B-boying got you to Seattle in a weird way,
It did, yeah.
and then
yeah.
that kind of launched you to do the
True.
thing. Yeah, I
That's
mean that's
very
how it
true.
works. You know.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And then like eventually, like the girlfriend at the time was just like I was big. I think I weighed like 237 pounds.
What?
Something like that. Yeah.
Damn. So the Chad you're looking at, people, everybody on YouTube, Chad
It
was double the size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
pretty
Seattle lived the man who ate Chad.
Damn, son. What were you eating? Like humans?
He was eating
Microwave.
Chads.
I was eating
Hot pockets.
Pure raw emotion. from the flannel shirts.
That's
And
what happens.
big
That
beards.
grunge rock got you. That
Super
grunge rock.
IPA beers.
Yeah.
Damn.
Coffee every minute.
Fighting off depression. You have to gain some weight for that all the time.
Fighting for cinnamon.
But that's
Vitamin
where I
D.
lived, dude,
Vitamin D.
I lived on this street called Aurora, and
That sounds
Aurora,
Seattle.
There's this bridge called the Aurora Bridge,
That's
and on the West Coast, it's the #2 bridge that people commit suicide on.
Damn, son.
I was
That's
just about
fuck.
to say that.
And this fool's like, I live on that same street.
And it's very interesting. The number one bridge is the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, shouts out Golden Gate Bridge. Killing motherfuckers since when was it made? 1904.
A long time.
Golden Gate
Yo,
Bridge
here's-
representing.
Long time.
Crazy story. There was one of my friends, his wife. So the Aurora Bridge is like this high bridge, and like what happens is it's over some water. It's over, I want to say, Lake Washington.
I would hope so. It'd be like just a
Over
bridge
water.
with no water underneath. I'd be
Straight
like,
down.
what?
I mean, it's over water, right? And like, so what happens is like people walk from one side, and they walk to the middle, right?
Oh, fuck that.
And they walk to the middle because they think they're like over water,
Yeah.
but they don't understand there's like a huge like undercurrent of wind.
Oh,
underneath
wow.
Because it's like really high up.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
you're getting
And
the wind
what
more than
happens
you're,
is people jump,
and
right?
then fly
And
away.
The wind takes them, and then they end up falling on a rooftop instead of water. So like, so like, what happened was one day my friend's wife, she was at work, and her work was underneath the Aurora Bridge.
Damn, the fuck?
And she was having lunch. She was like having lunch or something like that.
And someone
like,
landed.
Heating up in the microwave. And all of a sudden, the freaking body just falls through the roof, like, wham!
What?
Through the roof. Like, dude,
are they dead?
Dead. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
They're dead. They're dead.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Motherfuckers be like, oh, this is a failed attempt. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Sure, they're dead.
Oh, okay,
Sure,
cool. I just want to make sure. I don't fucking know.
That's something you don't forget. You don't forget something like that. You know, you go to
Hell
work.
no, you'll never.
That's just hella funny.
Never forget that.
I think that's what it was. Our headphones were just turned up
Oh,
extra
yeah.
high.
Oh, that's what it
shit.
is. Yeah, probably. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's just weird that people want to go that way. Like, seriously? Like, when you're on the edge of a bridge, like, I'm like, no, but you got to think about this. The minute you jump, don't you think, like, fuck, what am I doing?
I had a psych teacher in my psych class.
Yeah.
And my teacher said that 99% of the people that try to commit suicide, and the ones that live,
Yeah.
they say right when they jump, they
Regret it.
They're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Yeah.
It's, dude, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
That's why you bungee jump.
especially like something like that, jumping off a bridge.
Yeah.
Like, for one, okay, how long does it take to you to get to a certain point in the bridge? And then to step over and then just like, okay, I'm going to do it. Because, like,
to this shit.
that's crazy. That's crazy to me. I mean, shit, fuck the Aurora Bridge.
Yeah, I don't know how.
You know what I'm saying?
That's weird, dude. Like,
But I can't speak on everybody. I get it. People have situations. Like, I can't speak on people that, do that act. I can't, like, want to just do a general blanket statement and say, oh, that's like, it's like, no. I don't know people's situations. I'm just saying, for me, I'm like, I'd rather just die of an aneurysm or something. Taking a shit. You know what I'm saying? Pulling too hard, like, and just like, yo, I'd go down like that. Like, what would be the best way? What would be your preference? Like, how would you want to go down? If you had to, if it said, look, you could die tomorrow, you just got to pick how.
Quick and painless.
Like, how? What's that?
Just shoot me
in
in
your
the head.
sleep? Like, in your sleep?
Nah, but it
Shoot
can't
me
be
in
like, nah.
Nah.
Nah, that's too easy.
It can't be quick.
That's-
and
you
painless.
can't do gun to the head. You got to pick something else.
In my sleep, probably.
That'd be the best.
Yeah.
But you can't. Yeah, that's what I'm
Fuck
saying.
that.
That's why aneurysms are the best. You can just sneeze and die. Like, it's over. That's what I'm saying. Aneurysms are like by far the dopest. If I had to pick, yeah, that's real. That's real.
You're stupid.
I don't know why people. Okay, what's the other ways? Pill overdose, drug overdose, which is tough.
That is tough. 'Cause
You know what I'm saying?
You just lose control of yourself slowly but surely.
Yeah.
That's not good.
But that's what I'm saying. As you're doing it, it's like, that's crazy. And don't get me wrong, people. Hey, everybody who's, really in that mode, this is just conversational. Not trying to be controversial. Just,
word.
just for talking's sake. Because that shit's tough. Imagine just pill popping. Like, I'm like, man, I already have a hard time swallowing one. So I'd be like, let me just get this and just go through like 3 bottles of water before it like goes down because I can't swallow a fucking pill.
If I take 3 aspirin, my face goes numb.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't.
Because I'm trying to know how many aspirin you need to take before it's like OD. Like the whole bottle, right?
Oh, man. I don't know.
I don't even think you would die off aspirin. I think you just get really fucking sick.
Off aspirin?
Yeah.
No, aspirin will like fuck you
Unless
up.
it
Because
eats your-
aspirin is
it just-
like...
Completely eats your liver.
Aspirin is like a fever reducer, a muscle relaxer.
Yeah, it's
It's
an acid or
everything.
something like that. I forgot what they call it, but it inflames your liver because I remember taking a shitload of it. But it didn't affect me necessarily. I just felt a lot better because I had some weird toothache and I didn't have health insurance. So I was like, yo, this shit hella works. And I did a blood test and they're like, your liver is like 17 times inflamed or something. I was like,
But my tooth feels better.
I know, but I feel amazing right now. I feel like $1 million. I'm just saying. Anywho, enough of that Aurora Bridge jumping talk.
Yeah. It's
Motherfucker.
fucking wild.
Yeah,
So now
see that
you edit videos and you're a photographer / filmographer.
Yeah.
Film
Yeah.
How you like that?
It's it's fun, man. What I was thinking was
We're talking to the mic. I think the mic's a little off here. Can you hear him?
I was thinking
Okay,
was
cool.
I was just thinking about what would I do after breaking? Like how can I be
Oh.
around breaking if I wasn't breaking? So I
Yeah.
was like, I'll just do videos.
That makes sense.
So it just started with just like shooting, homies practicing and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then just got way more into it from there, and then just kind of took off from there.
So you did go to school though.
Yeah. I went to the Art Institute of Seattle.
Damn. Okay, how about this? Going to school, or if you have to learn it on your own, do you think that there's a benefit to going to school, or there's kind of like the way you do it might have just been stylized the way that you kind of figured it out, or
I think that
just for future filmographers and photographers out there? Because I know that's a question that a lot of motherfuckers ask sometimes,
I think it really like if you're serious about being like a filmmaker, I think that you have to ask yourself the question of like what you're trying to say, like what are you trying to do? Are you trying to make cool images? Are you trying to like be provocative with storylines? Are you trying to explain things? Are you trying to document things? Like these are the questions you have to ask yourself. Because it's like, it's one thing to go ahead and be like, yeah, I'm a filmmaker, and then you make music videos. And then you saw so-and-so's music video, so you just copy that. And then,
I see that.
You know, and then, because there's a ton of guys, you know, that are out there.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
I'm
making
what's
music videos
Instagram? Everybody's a photographer on Instagram. I'm like, yo.
Right, you know what I mean?
Like, where's the art lie, and then where does it become like, you know, everybody does it? Because there is that weird medium. You got to think like Instagram, and don't get me wrong, these things are great. But they basically bridge the gap between like, oh, we'll give you filters, we'll give you the greatest lenses on a phone. Like it's really closing the gap to where's the art at, or where's like the professionalism versus like amateur. Yeah. Because a lot of people be like, yo, my IG's like on fleek. I'm like, oh, I never went to school. I just got 1 million followers. But still, you're missing the point of like the artistry of what it is that is.
That's true, but there's even an artistry with just people on Instagram.
Yeah.
With just that camera on their phone, and them acquiring millions of followers that way.
That's
as well.
true too.
You can do a lot of shit with
it's like social media has designed and created new genres of filmmaking based off the reality of people just using social media.
Do you think that's crazy? Did you ever foresee something like that when you first started? Because I know IG wasn't there when you first started, but to see something like that now be available to like really just a common person, do you think that that's like insane, or you're kind of like, oh, I kind of saw something like this probably coming at some point?
I think ambition is going to be harder for people to realize within themselves, because, for instance, with me and you and Pitbull as well, when we wanted to see some dope breakers, we had to go somewhere.
True.
Or we had to go acquire a tape.
Oof,
we had to go.
Very true.
We had to go on some type of journey to get it. Now, you just have to go on the internet,
and it's instant.
And it's just right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna take a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Boom, this is me.
Oof.
You know what I mean? Versus, so there is no ambition, because if you put the right combinations together off the top, everyone's gonna think you're a genius. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, this guy's the next best thing."
Yeah.
But how do you constantly do that over and over and over again when you really didn't do anything? You just were an applied artist.
Yeah, we're applied.
And an applied artist is just a person that takes an idea that's already there and just puts their 2 cents on top of it. That's all an applied artist is.
Ooh.
And that's what, you know, this world is like mainly about. Like especially pop art is like, we're taking things that are already there, and then we're just
doing
saying,
a little slight,
this
a little wrinkle
me,
here, and then boom, this is
my version of it.
Yeah.
Which is fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
But like you need to
put some footwork in, man.
There has to be a way that you use that platform to show yourself as an artist somewhere, some way down the line.
Along the line.
You can't just be.
But does that autocorrect itself? Because, you know, you got to think of it the way shit is, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I follow hella motherfuckers on Instagram. I don't know if these motherfuckers do it for real or not. Some of it I find entertaining. Some of it, it's like I do it for the weirdest reasons. But in the world we live in now, it's like all rules are like, you know, broken. It seems like something like Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Like, there's a lot of tools out there to make things a lot easier. Do you think this helps people find that ambition, or do you think it hinders people when they're in the thick of it? Because the new age and the new kid, like, give ourselves IGs in, like, high school. Like, I don't know.
It's like the ultimate resource.
It is, man.
Right?
Like, you don't have to go nowhere anymore.
But I kind of feel, you know, Chad, when he's like, but to, like, drive 9 hours to go see a battle.
Circus Runaway.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different vibe, too. So I don't know if that's missing in today's, you know, whatever.
I mean, that still exists today.
Yeah.
Because now it's even on a broader spectrum. Like, for instance, I go to London a lot, so it's like traveling 10 hours on a plane to go to a different country to have a different experience.
Yeah.
Still using you're still using the same tools and technology
that
everybody else is. You know what I mean? But the difference is the perspective that I have and the experience that I've gained through the process of learning with old tools and new tools.
I think that's where the advantage is. Like, I talk to people about that too. I was like, this is the thing I say. I say it's like our generation, we had to seek out information and find it. Like learning how to scope a library or learning how to scope like encyclopedias was like a big thing in our generation.
Right.
So now we've actually been giving a tool with all the information. So now I think our generation is better equipped to find information with this tool. I think with the newer generation, if I had to say, they just given hella information. They just don't know how to search what it is they're looking for.
Right.
Then you get hella caught up in just whatever's right there or whatever is, oh, that's entertaining. And then you go into the rabbit hole. Trust me, go on World Star Hip Hop, watch fight like compilations. 7 hour later, like you're like, oh shit.
It happens. Like that happens to me all the time.
Oh, I go in a deep rabbit hole, bro. I be like looking into like yesterday. I was just
gang fights, prison fights, all kinds of different fights and shit.
Man.
I
go
that shit all the time.
deep.
I was yesterday. I was like every time I'd like take breaks from editing. Like I'll go on YouTube and I'll watch. Like yesterday, I was
like what were you watching?
Drone fails. Like so, like
oh shit,
drones like crashing into people.
Like, see, fail videos are the best shits.
Hell yeah.
There was this one where this drone was flying over Burning Man.
Oh shit.
And the GoPro falls off of the the GoPro falls off of the drone and it falls to the ground. And it falls to the ground, boom, and it's like face up in here.
That's pretty tight though.
And you hear people, you see people walking, and then all of a sudden there's this girl.
Yeah.
This girl with like a bikini on. And
yeah.
She just picks it up and she's like, "Whoa!"
That's dope though.
I'm like, oh my.
That's
God.
pretty tight.
Like it could be a commercial. It could straight up be.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like planned or anything.
Yeah.
It was just so funny because it was.
Yeah, I go pretty deep.
Excuse me.
I go pretty deep. Yeah. What you on the internet? How deep have you ever gotten before? Keep it real.
On some random stuff like
no porn though, just everything else but porn. Because I'll go deep in the porn. I'll be like, where am I going? Horse sex. Man does horse.
Man does horse.
Yes. You thought horrors. Now go ahead. Where's the deepest?
Yo, when you told me about that, the pyramids of Giza and all that.
That'll get you. That'll get you deep.
And, yeah, that stuff gets you deep.
Hey, everybody out there, pyramids of Giza.
I'll,
look into it.
You believe in like the whole like aliens came down?
No, I don't know if I adopt that theory, but I'm more open to the idea of like,
how did they do it and we can't redo it with all the new?
Yeah, Chad, what's up? You on that? Hold on here. I'm gonna fill up our beverages. You speak on that.
I don't know. I've heard people say aliens have came down and gave them the technology and then took off. Like, I guess, man. I mean, there's one thing I do agree with is that I think that human beings, like, you know how every like animal or living creature on this planet kind of has like a obligation, like they got a job, you know, like and like, you know, people always ask like, well, what's the job of the human being besides being on top of the food chain? Is we create technology. That's what we do. That's the one thing that we do is we create technology. You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing that no other animal on this planet can do. Is create technology. You know what I'm saying? So think of it that way. So what's going to beat us?
Technology.
Our technology.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of obvious. It's following in those footsteps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You should probably double cup these. Mine's starting to leak. Yeah.
That's because you babysit, bro. You can stop drinking this kombucha.
That's kombucha.
Cupcake
boochie.
Stop being a
cupcake
pussy. Pussy.
Yeah.
Pyramids
of Giza.
Yeah, no, the technology is crazy. I was watching that Chelsea Handler. Shout out to Chelsea Handler. She's dope. She her new docu-series.
She's down. She's just down
on Netflix.
Like,
yeah,
boobs out like anywhere too.
I didn't see it.
It's all about that.
Is she?
It's all about it. She's like, I think she had like a whole like Instagram. Like,
but
Instagram keep kicking her off because she's like,
hashtag free the nipples and shit.
Put my boob up right here.
Hey, that's real though. Break that boundary down.
But she had an episode. She went to where's all the technology at? Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
And they were showing her all the new stuff that's like they're working on, but it's
Mm.
new technology.
Mm.
Yo, they brought out like they had her put this like cap on,
Flashlights.
and they were like, okay, tell this to like float up, and she just like concentrated, and that shit started floating and flying.
Oh
She
yeah,
was controlling.
I believe
Like,
that.
mind control.
I believe that.
Avatar
That's crazy.
shit.
Definitely, yeah.
And then another dude.
Is that crazy though? That shit ain't crazy.
I mean, it's gonna be crazy once you start just looking at things and you're like, "Come here."
Yeah,
But
for
I
real.
think the way it's
Some
going to be,
telekinesis
I think the way
shit.
it's going to be introduced, by the time it comes, it's just going to be like, oh, cool, we're
Yeah.
ready to go.
Yeah.
Like you got to think about
But
the
I mean,
phone.
what think about what they're gonna like? What do you use that for? Like, it's just getting. I don't know.
Oh, I'll do that
Technology's
for
like,
everything. I'd
yeah,
be
but
like,
that's what technology's like.
that phone
Lazy
to me.
Well, it's
Yeah.
kind of like this. Like when I worked at Microsoft, and the other departments in Microsoft, it's very interesting. This is 2005, 2006, 2007,
Mm.
and Microsoft. If anybody's ever been to the Microsoft headquarters is built into a side of a mountain. It's huge. It's about the size of Arden Fair
Wait,
Mall.
are you
It's
supposed to
huge.
say this right now? Like, I don't even know if this
Yeah.
is this
This is like-
classified.
I mean, if you ask people that work at Microsoft, it's huge. They have a couple of campuses and stuff like that.
Okay.
But their main campus is built into like a mountain. It's huge. It's like a very, very, very big place. And they had this thing where it was like they had these townhouses there
Mm.
that were 25 years into the future.
What?
And so it was a whole house connected to the internet back in like 2007.
Fuck.
What?
You know what I mean? So
What?
it was like, and back then we were like, why the fuck would you need your house to be connected to the internet? We're like, we didn't get it.
Yeah.
You know, and this 2007, you got to remember, 2007 was when the iPhone came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barely dropped.
It
Yeah.
came out 2007.
Damn.
And I remember being in Seattle and working for Microsoft, and they were like, yeah, Apple's coming out with a phone. It's a touchscreen phone. And we were like, what? Like, it's crazy. And then I remember before the iPad came out too, they were like,
Mhm.
yeah, Apple's coming out with a tablet. It's just a screen. It's a touch screen.
That shit's foreign back then. I get it,
Back then
yeah.
we were just like, why would you need that? What would you do with it? And look at
Everything.
Yeah, everyone has one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
weird.
everything's
That's what I'm
touchscreen.
saying. It sounds weird at first, but the way, and this is a weird theory, but it's like the future has been shown to us in weird ways.
Yeah.
To me, like TV shows, movies, and you could say this. You could just say, that's just make believe. This shit's crazy. Yes,
right.
but at the same time, like I always bring back to Minority Report. I'm like, Minority Report looks silly as fuck when you got Tom Cruise like, yeah, let me do this. I'm like, that shit look corny as fuck.
Dude, we're
Fuck
gonna-
that.
That's gonna be
Super
real
close
as
to
fuck.
that
That's
right
just
now.
real as
But that's what I'm
fuck.
saying.
Real as
Minority
fuck
Report
right
came
now.
out early 2000s.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. But you got to think the minute that shit dropped, you already had an idea of it because you've seen it already. That's my thing. I think we are closely assimilated with it. So that's why when you watch stuff, for me anyways, I don't look into it like that's going to happen. But then at the same token, you're like, if it does, I want to be surprised either.
Yeah, exactly.
Hoverboard.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
wouldn't be surprised if that shit comes out real soon.
It's probably out already.
Yeah.
Because you got to think like there are those, companies that are made for this and they do this.
Super progressive.
Yeah, like GPS system was made 20 years before it dropped to normal people.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
There's, this is very interesting. I was watching a documentary yesterday online with Vice News,
Mm.
and they did this thing where they're talking about in London where the police are using these devices
Mm.
that are
Roofies.
these boxes.
Oh, okay.
There's
I thought roofies.
there's these boxes that they put out, and they could within a vicinity, within a specific area, they can record every single text, phone call, message on any phone in that vicinity.
Oh, that's called Facebook. Oh, they call that Facebook.
Damn.
But it's like it's
Yeah.
a box that collects text,
Damn,
collects
that's
phone
fucking crazy.
calls, collects. Everything.
Okay, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That shit is.
I think
illegal.
I think in a city like that, you need that shit.
See?
I think you need that shit because you have
After some of the things that went
terrorists.
down. You know what I'm saying?
2007, a bomb.
That's what I'm
Two
saying.
bombs
Like
went off
at
there,
some
you know?
point, it's gonna be transparent. Everything we do is gonna be open to the world, regardless if we wanted to or not.
It's crazy.
I think the privacy thing is like slowly. I don't know if it's in our lifetime, but I want to say it's
virtual privacy. That's irrelevant. It's
Yeah.
it's eventually going to become.
and everybody's
irrelevant.
connected in. Really, truly, and if you're not, you're already behind the times.
Everything's connected. Everything's connected, and like, there's no way to safeguard. Like, even if you buy a cloud online to protect yourself, you put yourself at risk because you're the one that put that shit out there.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Like Snapchat. Oh, no one's gonna see this. It's somewhere.
Yeah.
Like it's somewhere. Like that's the thing. It's like, what are we hiding here?
Everything is connected to the internet. Like
Yeah.
for instance, when you buy new tires,
Boom.
there's chips in the tires that connect to GPS.
Damn.
When you rent a car,
What?
there's GPS,
What?
There's GPS in the car.
Man, Chad about to get us killed, everybody.
Yeah,
Hey, or to
GPS
whoever,
in
this
the
is our last
tires?
episode. Chad about to get us killed. Microsoft about to come here. There's caravans coming out right now. Cadillacs, black Mercedes. Hey, we're dead. It's been fun.
We're gonna die tonight.
No, but that's true though. I feel that. Like,
yeah, they're trying to connect. I mean, everything. Like you look on. Like,
we're connected.
On TV, the new Mr. Coffee Maker is connected to the internet. So
Yeah.
you can turn it on with your iPhone.
that's what I'm saying. You got Amazon. You got the self-driving Google car.
That shit I saw 10 years ago.
Yep.
And we were like, why would you want your entire house connected
Yeah.
to the internet? Now it all makes sense. Your car is connected to the
Yeah.
internet.
What do you think
TV
that
is
does
connected
for
to the
humans,
internet.
though? What do you think that
Make 'em
really
lazy
does?
as fuck.
Or you have more time to do what?
Be lazy.
More time to
Masturbate.
think. More time to
Yeah.
think. More time to innovate.
Yeah.
Because that was the point of like making the cotton gin and making these innovations where it stopped people from having to work
I guess it all
backbreaking.
depends on how people use
Well,
it.
I think
though.
Yeah.
it was. I think more or less it was designed to up creativity or
Yeah,
productivity.
productivity.
It does, but how many times? I mean, how many times do you see parents give little kids iPads just to shut them up?
That's true too.
That's what I don't know. For
I'm
me,
not a parent, but
like Steve Jobs.
I'm not cool with that.
Yeah, one of his interviews was like, they were like, "Oh, so how do your kids like all the new stuff?" And he's like, "I don't keep none of that in my house.
damn.
my kids,
See,
my kids don't touch that."
but see, that's the thing though too. I think it's like we have too much smart shit around
Yeah,
that I don't think as a culture,
And like-
anyways, in America,
like
we're not
what we talked
equipped
about
to
last
handle
time,
it.
the blue light stuff.
Oh,
There's all this
yeah,
little
P.
things
What's
you
up with
don't
that?
know
Hey, throw that
about.
to Chad. See what he thinks
The
about
blue
that.
light. I mean, stuff
about to
like
go
that.
pee right quick.
Stuff like that is like, I mean, yo, should we have all this technology
Yeah.
going
What
on
is it?
all the time?
What is the blue light? What is
That frequency that electronics give off, it's like so there's a blue light frequency and then a yellow light frequency. The blue light basically it tells your inner clock, your body clock, that it's still daytime. Basically, it fucks with your body clock.
Okay.
So what they were saying is it's best to, like, when you're going to turn in for night, at night, to put your phone somewhere else or don't have any electronics in your room for a better night's sleep. And what I guess the new OS update after the current one is supposed to have a option on it to where you can turn that blue light off.
Huh.
Yeah, look at it. I mean,
No,
I'm butchering.
No,
It's fucking-
that's
it's
interesting
wild.
that you say that because sometimes I fall asleep with my laptop in my bed, and sometimes I'll be like tossing and turning. But like if I turn off all of my stuff
You're
and go to sleep, I'm out.
Yeah.
I noticed that. I noticed that, dude.
See, and it says that it messes with your body clock because it's basically that blue light, that frequency is telling you, yo, it's still daytime. It's not nighttime yet. It's still daytime. As long as you have those electronics in your room, like there's going to be times where it's going to be like that. Like the other night, I felt the same way. So I put my phone where I charge like my iPad, my work iPad, and all that stuff. I was memes.
Wow, dude.
I was
That's
good.
crazy.
That's
No,
crazy. See,
I
it's
can
like-
see that. That's that makes complete sense. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, that blue light, dude. That.
Yeah, but now every room has technology in it.
Basically.
That's what I'm saying. We're all linked in.
Yeah.
So transparency's out the. And to me, I mean, it's on the way out. It sucks that you come from an era where you can be, in your own thing and not be bothered. But then I think the reliance on technology kind of opens up to like transparency. Like it's just the way it's going to be. You could think all this shit's turned off, but most likely it isn't. I mean,
Well, how'd you feel? I mean, you just came back from Cuba, and I know that technology is not like how it is
oh
here.
fuck no.
So, like, I mean, what do you think? What do you?
My
what do you think
thing,
about
going to Cuba was like amazing for one, and being disconnected, like simplified everything. Like life was very simple. Wake up, you're able to just like enjoy without having to check your phone on the shitter, check your IG, check your Facebook. You're just always connected. Over there, it's like I wasn't connected, so a lot of times I'd wake up, get ready, go outside, take a breath of fresh air, eat, just concentrate on that. Like, it just simplified everything. So I liked it because it was just less of just doing anything. Seemed really weird, but I liked it. Because the minute we touched down back in the United States, it was like text, email, like, this and that. And then the days go by hella quicker. And you're constantly checking. It's like a habit. But when I was out there, it was like, you're just at peace. Like, it was like, this is cool. I'm not saying it's better or worse. It was different. Did I enjoy it? Yes. I think from time to time, being so immersed in this technology world, I think it's good for people to kind of get out and just turn it off for a second and just kind of recollect. Like, it really felt really good. Because coming back, I'm like, I feel a lot better, but I do miss being disconnected. So, but there was that anxious of like, I wonder what's happening, what's going on. Like, first thing I did was check all the videos, check the Facebooks and the IG. I'm like, okay, cool. Make sure told everybody I'm alive. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, I know you guys got some epic photos. I saw the video that David posted.
Yeah.
The photos looking real epic, man. I was just like, whoa.
It was a life-changing experience for sure. I can't really speak on it because a lot of people ask me, like, what was it like? Or, blah, blah, this and that. I'm like, to be honest, like, when I went with David, because David went the first time. So the second time I was like, well, what's up? Like, give me some info. He's like, you just got to go, man. You just got to go. And I get it because you can't explain that shit. Like, real talk, like, I could give you, like, little tidbits, but to get the whole idea of Cuba now at this moment, it's like, I don't think people understand. Because you're talking about, you're walking into a different culture that's based around some different ideology of governing. And every little thing is so different. Like, every little thing. Like, let's go to this restaurant that's government owned. Because that's what the government does. The government owns that. Like, we were talking to artists out there. They're like, what's it like being an artist out in Cuba? It's like, it's really hard because we can't get resources. Like, we go to the art store. There's like 3 paints. Got a brown, maybe a black, and a red. They're like this big, and they're like 5, their currency. And they're like, I only make 15 a day. So something paint like this. They're like, cool. And they don't really have any brushes. But that's government owned also. Damn. So it's a little different. But then at the same time, you go there. There's nobody truly like homeless. You're not seeing homeless or like distraught people or unruly environment. Everybody's at an equal base. For me, anyways, that's what I saw. And then and everybody's like hella cool. Like, one thing I'll take away from there, like, everybody's Cuban and everybody recognizes that and they greet each other as that. Like, homies everywhere. That's like dope. We were rolling with people from different villages. Like, we had some person here, then we go to, like, a village, like, 2 hours out, and he'd just get off the bus, like, oh, what's up? Oh, good. Like, the greeting, the camaraderie is, like, you're Cuban, we're Cuban all together. Like, I was like, that shit's dope. Yeah. Like, I felt like I was Cuban out there. Like, people showing me love. I was like, yo, feels really, really good. Like, I'm like, I feel cool. And the minute I touched down here, one thing I noticed is just driving around and how disconnected we all are here. Even though we have these cool tools for connection, we're like hella disconnected. Yeah. It's the weirdest thing. Yeah. Like, how many Facebook friends do you have that you actually talk to?
Yeah, ultimately, you don't have to be face to face.
No,
you don't.
Out there, they have to be face to face.
Yeah. I mean, they have technology and they're like that, but like, they're very, very in touch with each other because they need each other to survive. I'm talking about every single person. Like, your weakest link is the reflection of your community. That's why you don't really see a lot of like that. If someone's probably struggling, I'm pretty sure they're probably sharing. You got to think the last, 60 years maybe since the embargo was enacted, they've been relying on each other the entire time. Like, you see classic cars out there, right?
Yeah,
and they're restored.
I was just about to ask you that.
They're restored. You see some like run down ones where you're like, oh, that's. But then you see some ones where it's like, that looks
brand new.
Brand new. They have to make the parts to put that in the car. They're not getting that imported anywhere. They're making the parts.
That's what Joey Diaz was talking about on Rogan's podcast.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, when I tell everybody, it's like, when you go there, I can't describe it. You have to experience it, especially right now, because I'm looking for, like, okay, is there like McDonald's or I don't eat McDonald's, but I'm just saying something that's resembles something of familiarity. Like, nothing. Everything's like the cool thing about it is when you drive around, you see how it was. It's remnant of like, okay, cool. There's like a building and it's run down, but you could just see what it probably was like. And you can see the cars. You're like, this must have been like insane in the like 50s, 60s.
That's fucking dope.
And the fact that they were able to still kind of keep everything afloat, like to the best of their ability. That's why it's like, it's heartbreaking because it's like, that sucks. So they haven't had really anything coming in for them necessarily. Or if it was coming in smaller amounts. And they were having to just live off of what they could, provide for each other. So.
That's a trip, man.
You just got to go there. That's all I'm saying. Go to Cuba. Go to Cuba. Go to Cuba.
This is a trip. That's a trip.
That's it. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. Because I can't even describe it. Look at Art Live. David would probably put up like a dope video if I had to take a guess because he got some solid footage.
Pod from Cuba.
Yeah, he showed me. He sent me.
Oh, get in the mic. Get in the mic.
He's like, yeah, I got the teaser. I got the teaser right here. And like, he sends it to me, and it's like a 2.5 minute epic trailer. And I'm like, dude, that's not a teaser. That's a trailer, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
yeah. Teaser's like 45 seconds. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. 2 minutes. I'm like, dude.
I was like 2 minutes, 30 seconds of like this epic thing. And I'm just like, man, dang, dude. Like, you need to like.
Come out with a movie.
You need to come out with a movie. That just kind of looked like a movie.
It really did, though.
Need to go back out one more time.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, I'm just saying, there's stuff in the works. Like, I'll tell that. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that it's very fascinating to be alive at this time while Cuba is going through whatever they're going through. Yeah. Like, I'm not even 100% sure what they're going through, but
and I mean, they're going through things, but the rest of the world is going through things as well. So
that's what's cool about it, because people think like, oh, you go there like, oh, it's gonna be whatever your expectations are of Cuba. Like, throw that shit out the window, because you go there, you're gonna be like,
because I mean, think of it this way: if World War III hits, like, two things would happen to Cuba: either absolutely nothing,
or absolutely everything.
Some country will take it over.
Yeah, that's a possibility for sure. One of the two. Yeah, I mean? And it's funny because people forget before their downfall, they were like the number 2. Like economy in the world behind the United States and next to Argentina, I believe, back in the days. Because and people think it's a small area. It's, if you look at the landmass, it's pretty big. Because we were traveling, we flew into Holguin the first night, and then flew back to Havana, drove out a couple different villages. I'm like, that shit's big. And they produce, from what I remember, like I want to say back in the 50s, 60s, sugar was a big export for them. Their tobacco's on fleek, obviously. We was down there getting, some cigar life in there.
Yeah, they sell their tobacco to like Hong Kong, China,
and they got the dopest fields. Like, I went to one field and I was just like amazed. And it's so simple, but it's dope. Like I said, it's dope. The people are dope. It's like pristine. It's like you go there and it's untouched. It's like these people that just have been living this entire time without outside influence.
In the 50s, just stuck there.
It's dope, man. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of Cuba. That's it. That's all you get. You got to go there. Real talk. Words can't do it justice.
I mean, how do we get there?
It'll get there. I want to say in the near future, it's going to open up. It's going to open up.
Once I heard you have to do like some crazy stuff. Like, you got to have a visa, but you can't have a visa unless
they have like a hotel. That's what I'm saying. You got to have a couple different. There's a different ways. Like, I don't even know.
Once it opens up, isn't it going to start getting touched?
That's what I'm saying. That's why it sucks.
I want to go there when it's not touched.
When it's pristine, like how it is. Because trust me, man, I have to roll around with like a roll of toilet paper, just because there's a lot of places that don't have toilet paper. Yeah. Like, they ain't producing toilet paper over there.
But see, that's when I would want to go.
See, because that's why people are like, oh, I'm going to like the International Hotel. Or I'm going to the like where it caters to tourists.
Where did you stay?
There was a couple places, a couple different ones. Yeah, it was quite. To be honest, if I had to put it in words, it was like urban camping.
So what were the artists like out there? For what they were given, what did they?
Dude, super dope. It's like anything else though. Like, give yourself like limited resources about anything you want to do. Yeah. And if you're that down about it, like, you'll make it happen.
You'll make it work.
Yeah. Like, we were talking to artists, they were like, we don't get paint, so we just make our own. Like, with natural, like leaves, like some clay, like stuff like that. Like, I was like, damn.
How the natives used to do.
No, seriously, because they were like, we just got to work with what we have. Yeah. So that's why when Dave was out there, he was just like, giving to him. Like, I don't want to give too much because I know he's going to drop like probably like a 4-part series. Yeah. But off the trailer, check that out, everybody. Art Life, Cuba. the trailer looked crazy to me. I was like, how'd you? He did that like literally like in a couple days, because when we landed back and then we went our separate ways, he just went to the terminal like a little earlier. He was like, I'm just gonna edit. I was like, cool. And literally like the next day that shit was up. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Talk about hard working. Like, I don't do shit.
Yeah.
Like, I was just walking around the terminal like.
Yeah, that dude's definitely.
He's very driven.
There.
He's very driven.
He is.
Yeah.
Very driven. He's
One thing I've learned with working with him, it never stops.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah,
It's inspiring, man.
Yeah, it never stops.
It's dope. So I definitely want to give him a big shout out just for letting me hop on that trip. That was life changing for me, to be honest. Like after today being.
And what was the food like? Since
It was great.
Yeah, I was about to ask you.
Very simple though. You got to think very simple. Very
Simple is like
rice,
sometimes that's the best thing. Though.
rice, beans, plantains, fried bananas.
Yeah.
Plantains.
A lot of good. It was just well executed. Like you could just feel the love in the food. As much they don't have a lot, so you got to think a lot of stuff I'm eating is very similar in flavor profile, but it was like really well done. Like I'm inspired. Like I plan to probably do like my rendition of it here.
The Cuban pop up.
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
Mimic some of that.
It's coming.
and
It's
bring
coming.
it-
That Paladar is coming. One night stand in Cuba.
Bring it over on
That's what we're
Sunday.
gonna call it. It's the
Ooh.
one night stand.
You
So
could
just
do
check
like
it.
a whole art project over there.
No, it's happening.
Something.
It's happening. Look out for it, people. It's gonna happen in this studio. But yeah, no, it was inspiring just because, like I said, the everyday life of Cuban people and like from what I got anyways was very simple. Like when we were over there, you know how it is. Like you go over there, you want to treat your guests with the best. So they were like doing like stuff they probably never do. Like we had like this whole roast pig one time, like in a pristine, just outdoor setting. Like I have some footage of myself just chopping up a whole hog, like they roasted underneath ground.
Oh,
Like they had like the whole
Yeah, I know about that. That's
rice and beans,
hot right there.
the plantains. They had the flan in like beer cans,
Oh,
just because they had no other like ways to cook it. But it was like one of the best like flans I had. I was like, or flan. I was like, yo,
Wow.
it was inspiring because I said it's like, for me anyways, like you know, cooking or whatever. If you gave me a refrigerator with limited amounts of things, I'd do something hella crazy. But give me something with like a full kitchen, it'd be like overwhelming for me because I actually thrive better when things are more
limited.
Yeah, limited.
So,
and scarce.
so out there, it seems like the ambition out there is way more driven than here.
It's hard
Is
though to
that-
tell because you got to think about this. Their scope of what they've been exposed to is very limited. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the last 6 years, you're not getting like feeds from America. You're not getting
Yeah.
BBC. You might get some
But
tourists
out
and stuff
there-
that they might
but
drop,
out
but
there, everything is gonna be like super original and super like
Fresh.
it's
yeah,
their thing for
off
sure.
of them.
Like I know that me and David, like we was driving out of a neighborhood and we saw like this mosaic wall. And then we drove by and this dude had like a 3-story house that was all
I think I saw that. He posted that. Yeah, that was sick. Like it was all his own. Like Chad was saying.
Yeah.
Now you can go online and artists can say, okay, I'm gonna take a little piece of that, a
Yeah.
little piece of that, a little piece
over
of that.
there. It's like actually
Over there, it's like all they could take a piece of is each other.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Yep.
show me what you did. Okay, cool. Let's link up and then put something together.
it is interesting.
Out here, it's like we could look online and be like, oh, all these artists.
Yeah.
Let me see if I could take a piece of each, throw something together, and be like, oh, that's me.
It's fascinating. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer because I look at both different, like
Yeah.
having exposure to everything, which is really good to get perspective instantly, or you take it upon yourself to go find it. But then I think there's something to be said about watching something on YouTube, say like B-boying or saying like an artist. Like that's one thing, but to see him live, that's like some other shit.
That seeing them live is the reason why you.
But there's a lot of people that are very content with just like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And like, cool, I can make it and form it in this way. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. It's just, it's a very interesting time right now.
I
it
think
is.
with like whatever endeavors I have with first of all, like I always think like an artist,
Yeah.
but I know that I make my living off of being an artist.
Yeah.
So technically, I'm not making money off of being an artist. I'm making money off of the product that I create as an artist.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird.
So there's this question I ask myself all the time, and it's funny because it's like there's this fashion duo from London. They go by Art Comes First.
I hella fuck with them. That hella reminds me of you too.
They have this motto, and they say, "Who fathers your thought?
Ooh.
Who fathers your thought?" Who fathers your thought?
Yeah.
So every single thing that I do, I kind of ask myself that question. Like, what is fathering this thought? Why did I think of this? How am I going to, like,
yeah.
What
asking the deeper question.
Exactly. Like, why are we even at this level? What's going on?
That's a good question. Art comes first. They're dope. Like, shouts out Nisha Thomas. Like, we was doing work back in the days, but he put me on a Art Comes First, like, real talk. Like, look them up, man. 2 dudes, like, on some style forward stuff. Like, real. But that's a good question because...
What is it? What fathers my...
Who fathers your
Who
thought?
fathers your thought?
For real.
Yeah. No, that's...
Like, if you want to go deep into your own psyche, like, those are the kind of things you stop midway and ask. Like, there's a lot of times when I was in Cuba, I was just, like, filming and just looking, like, in silence. Like, I didn't really say a lot. Like, I was just, like being there. Like, I was just like, I'm just here. Like, I'm taking it in. Like, processing how this works. I had way more questions than anything leaving there. But, yeah, that's dope, though. Like, what fathers your thoughts?
I think, like as an artist, it kind of like, the more that you search for the answers and the more you look for the answers to the questions you have, and you feel that there's always going to be a level where you feel like you're like, oh, I'm getting it. I figured it out. I understand what's going on. And then something happens that just throws you completely off.
And you start straight up again. Like, you're like lost as fuck.
You realize that you don't really know anything.
Yeah.
And, it's so funny because I had this conversation with Garibaldi a lot. I think I had this conversation. He was asking me, it was over during the summer last year, and I was competing a lot.
Yeah.
So I was in really, really good shape. I was
top notch, yeah.
Walking around like 166 pounds.
Woo!
Like crazy, like shredded.
Anybody wants to get at Chad 166, come get at him. Holla, he'll strangle you.
He was just like, dude, like, what do you do? Like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, man, I'm just training like all the time.
Machine style,
all the time. And it was just very interesting to see that process of how once you realize that you're in on that level and in that zone, it's up to you what happens next. You know what I mean? You have so much control over what happens.
Yeah.
But it's up to you what happens next. So it's like when you're on that level, I asked him, I was like, dude, as an artist, it's like you kind of got to be selfish, because you want people to understand like where you're from, where you're coming from, what you're all about. But in jiu-jitsu, as a jiu-jitsu martial artist, you're trying to kill the ego. Yeah,
that's the whole point.
So it's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Of like, when I'm a filmmaker, when I'm Chad Ross the filmmaker and I'm making a music video, I have to be very egotistical.
You got to ride that line.
And put my style into it.
Yeah.
Whereas in like jiu-jitsu is like I have to
the anti-ego.
Eliminate myself.
Yeah.
And I always asked Dave, I was like, dude, I'm having the hardest time dealing with this because every day I walk into the gym to eliminate myself from myself.
Oof.
And then I had to come into work and
apply
myself as this character, like
double life right there.
But no, that's the thing though. I think this is something alluded to. Like we were on the road in Cuba, and Dave attested this. Balance. Like, like that was however you want to call it. There's 2 sides always, and you have to find that balance. And I think maybe that's a good thing where you have something like jiu-jitsu where it's a totally different train of thought. Like it's a totally different exercise of something in you. And then you have, the filming and the, photography where it's the other side of it. And to find that balance is where, like, it's key. Because to be 100% jiu-jitsu, strangler is one thing. And then to be a photographer is one thing. But to have both and to try to live in both, I think that's what kind of tests you as an individual. If I had to say,
you're right on point with that, because it's like when you're filmmaking and when you're making images and when you're trying to make someone look good or you're trying to make something look good, you're all applying to this vain, egotistical aspect that we all have. So it's like this is what is applicable and attracts us instantly.
Yeah,
what we see, what we hear, and what we see at the same time.
Yeah.
And then I have to like regress and like do jiu-jitsu to face the moment.
Yeah.
And be like, this is what's going on right now, motherfucker.
Exactly.
This guy's trying to fucking
Like,
choke
fuck
you
whatever
out.
you've been doing
What are you
outside before
gonna,
you came in here. I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
you here right now living. Yeah.
And the difference is like with art, we can hide behind our ego.
Yeah.
It's very easy to be like,
Oh, it is.
nobody could do it how I do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm the best at what I do.
And no one ever
And no
checks
one
you.
can fucking beat me at what I do because I do what I do because
Yeah.
I'm the best at
No one's
what
even
I
in my
do.
league. I just do me, and like I'm not
Exactly.
even my shit. Yeah.
You know, and that's why you hear it over and over and over again in pop culture. I created my own lane. I stayed in my lane, and I
Yeah,
do.
it's the ego talking.
That's the ego.
Yeah.
In jiu-jitsu,
Totally opposite.
you come into the room like that, and the biggest, best motherfucker in the room is going to choke your lights out.
Yeah. And you about to wake up like,
or the littlest.
yeah.
Or the littlest,
Yeah,
littlest
that's true.
motherfucker in the room
That's
will
true.
choke your lights out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. And it's like every single time I've stepped on that mat and been like, I fucking think I know what I'm doing in jiu-jitsu.
And then all of a sudden,
I get my ass kicked every fucking time I do that.
Yeah.
Every single time. It doesn't matter if it's a white belt, a blue belt, a
Doesn't
purple
matter,
belt,
yeah.
a brown belt, a black belt. It's a
Yeah.
belt that whooped my ass.
But see, it's dope
know?
because that's like an automatic check to you, because it does bring you back to like some kind of earth. On that note, time out. Yo, did you go to jiu-jitsu
Nope.
this week?
I already asked him.
Loser.
You already
I
asked
asked him.
Yo,
I
right
said,
here. Y'all heard on the pod episode 4 and 5?
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
suspended.
What the fuck? All right,
He's
get-
suspended from 7.
What's your excuse?
me. Work.
Ah,
I've been
what?
Yeah.
I give them titties 4 thumbs down. What the fuck you talking about, man? You said on the pod, bro. That's some sacrilegious shit.
Yeah.
This pod about to go
I
like
couldn't.
bad luck now.
Real.
Hey, everybody that knows people, anybody that follows the pod or knows them, give them a hard time. Text them, IG them, find them, slap them.
Unfollow him.
Unfollow
now.
him.
God.
Real talk.
I don't even use my personal.
What happened,
anymore.
man? You made a vow on the pod, bro.
I did.
Yo, he hit me up like the other day. We were talking on IG, and I was like, "Yo, that'd be dope if cats took their jiu-jitsu patches and put it on vests like the Warriors." And
Yo.
this fool like DMs me a fucking him with a fucking jean jacket on with a fucking Waza patch on the back.
And
I
this
was
fool
like,
don't even
"Yo."
go no more.
I was like,
This fool don't even do jiu-jitsu no more. This fool people retired after.
I retired with my white belt.
Dude, how you fuck
Nah,
work,
man,
man?
why you quit, man?
Just
Don't
get
quit,
over
man.
there.
Just fucking
No,
go.
I'm not quitting. It's just work. We're on Force 10s, so I can't
Be like,
get
fuck
out.
them. I have a diarrhea every Wednesday.
Okay, all right. Well, hold on. What's your schedule like? What? Okay, you work 4/10s, but like, what's the time frame? Like,
What do you mean?
like
What
what's
time
the
you have to
start?
go in,
Like,
what
what's
time
the
you get
start?
off?
Like when you.
I'm there from like 8 to 7, and our class starts at 6.
So on your days off,
They
why
don't
don't you just
have-
go
they
on
don't
your days
have,
off?
like- They don't have like 6 a.m. or anything. They don't have any early morning classes.
I'm not sure. Not on the weekday.
Why don't you go on your day off?
Because we make dinner with you.
Ah, this fool trying to go with excuses.
Wow.
I'm gonna get some more alcohol. Fuck yeah.
Nah, man. I'm just saying, like, you gotta find a gym that has like a 6 a.m., a noon.
Yeah.
I know dudes that fucking train with us at noon. That's their lunch. That's their lunchtime. They come in and they train at lunch.
Oh, word.
Yeah, like it's like if you want to get it in,
If
you can get it in.
if I'm in the Thomas, I'm gonna pop in the
Yeah,
house and shit.
come through, man. Like we're there all the
Pay
time.
that $10 drop-in fee.
Manny doesn't even really charge a drop-in fee. That's the funny thing is like he just. Oh, you know Chad? Oh yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yo. Might as well just take shots.
Because I do like all the videos for this cat. So like,
Oh, do you?
yeah,
That's dope.
do videos for them. And,
Yeah,
I haven't seen
it's-
Nigel for a minute though. Nigel was training for a while and then. I don't know.
I seen
don't
him.
know.
He posted a picture on IG,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Yo, you're a house now?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I just started."
Yeah, dude. I think Skills got his kid, Houston.
Yeah.
Training over
Yep.
there too.
Yep. Yeah,
Um,
I was in his chair when he told me.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, so I put my kid in house." I was like, "Oh, really? That's dope." Because I was talking to him about my daughter. 'Cause
Yeah.
my daughter does it too, and then my son was doing it for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But his attention span right now is kind of, or at the time he was just like, I just want to fucking play.
You know what's crazy is that girls pick jiu-jitsu up so fast.
Yeah,
We got 2 girls at our gym. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
dude. Like,
yeah,
They love it. They
yeah.
love it.
My
dude.
daughter,
It's
my
like,
daughter,
they love it.
she's taking a little break right now because she's really getting into art. So, and I felt like I was kind of pressuring her to be good,
Right.
which is the last thing I want her to want to do, because then she's gonna be like, well, I'm only doing this to make my dad happy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I told her, I was like, we'll take a break, take that burden off her for a little bit.
Yeah.
But she's been asking me like, when can I go back?
Yeah.
Can I go back?
Yeah, jiu-jitsu.
You can go back when I go back.
Especially like a kid, like kids. Like
Might not
once
go back.
kids like start like learning how to submit other kids,
Yeah.
they like look at their hands and they're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh my god, like they actually know a martial art. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like my daughter, she got a chance when they were free rolling to roll with the yellow belt. I think his name was like Jordan or something like that. And she armbarred him from guard, just like, but it wasn't like step by step, like foot on the hip, foot over the head. It was like she slapped it on him. Like he didn't even notice. He was just like, oh shit, there's my arm.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
and then he tapped. And my daughter was like, she like looked at me just like like I did that. I was like, yeah, dope.
Yeah, exactly.
Dope.
That's what happens in
Dope.
jiu-jitsu, man. And that was like a good transition from breaking to jiu-jitsu, because it was like I said, like remember back in the day, there'd be like some crazy battle, and like there would be a hangover from that battle, like.
You just wanted
Who
more.
won?
Yeah.
They did. No, man. They had the better style.
Oh,
no,
they got
dude,
robbed.
They had the better routines. No, man. They had the better power. And so these guys' friends over on this side of town think these guys won. We're on the other side of town. Their homies think that they won.
Yeah.
So in reality, both sides think they won.
Yeah.
But in
Subjective
jiu-jitsu,
as art.
it's like
It's super subjective.
that dude just got choked out by that little
That
girl.
fool sleeping. He's sleeping.
There's
Yeah,
no,
like-
you can't.
That fool really got caught sleeping.
Yeah.
Right? There is no.
That's jiu-jitsu life right there, man.
There is no. I don't know, man. I kind of like if you get choked out. If I put you in a bow and arrow choke,
That's it.
That's embarrassing.
and then he goes, and then DK goes, well, I don't know if Chad won, man, because I kind of like
how people was doing that.
I kind of
He
like
was-
how
was, like,
Yeah.
hella
Yo, his
tight,
style
man.
is fire,
Yeah,
and his
it's
attitude is really positive.
Yeah, like,
I kind of like the way he fell
He
asleep.
bounced up real quick.
Yeah. But his
that-
recovery
and
time,
that-
though.
That's the difference between someone's opinion in a breakdance battle. It's
That's
like,
true.
I don't know, man. That fool's fit was dope. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
I
But
don't know, man. He's
that
hella
kind of
nice.
shit
Every
needs
time
to,
I talk to him, he's hella nice.
That's the only thing about B-Boy, and that's really tough, because I'm like, how do you really discuss a winner and a loser? Like, it's so hard.
I love the fact that they do that whole thing round for round.
I
now,
saw that shit
where
with
they're
5-point system.
Or it'll be like one guy will go up, the next guy will go up, and it'll be like judges.
That shit looks
Right
like
away.
Street Fighter,
and the
bro.
Judges are like holding up
Yeah.
the sign of who won that round.
Yeah.
Right away, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does actually make a lot of sense.
And the
actually.
whole BC1 where they just have like a button.
Yeah.
They just
Oh, the
push
red,
it, so it
green,
just goes
yeah.
up on the screen. Right
Yeah.
away, like boom, like wow.
It's an interesting, evolution of that.
I think that's tight because then
But it's cool because
while
they
you're
do
in
bring
the
it.
battle, you
Yeah.
can look up at
You're
the screen
aware
and
of,
be like, damn, I'm down
you know
the
the
round.
score. Do I got to bring out the fire?
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Like,
It is interesting.
instead of just hiding behind your ego and being like, that first
I'm
round,
killing it,
I
fuck
had
them.
way more flavor than he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he might have did like a flip over some naked chick into like James Brown splits.
Yeah,
Pulled out
That's
his
B-boying for your ass right
underwear.
there.
You
My
know,
musicality was
something
on
great.
fire. I didn't even go down on the floor.
Yeah,
My
and
up
then-
rocks was just killed you already.
You
And
know
then
what I
just
mean?
stuck his cock in your face.
That
Yeah.
was, the joke we used to have back in the day was like with Master Monkeys with Little Lazy. I'd be like, one day somebody's gonna make a routine where somebody just air flares and they fucking disappear, bro. They disappear.
That's gonna happen
They
soon.
disappear, and then the lights go out, and the lights go back on, and then they're in a freeze on beat. That's gonna
Hey,
be the
I
end
ain't
of
gonna
it.
lie. Like the way B-Boy is going, like someone's gonna just go out there and just float. Like, oh, that fool killed it. That fool started flying. Like, can't beat that
It's true. It's
until
true.
you transform into a different being, and then that's when B-Boy takes this whole new shape. It's like, I'm about to turn into a werewolf.
If I just
Roar!
seen,
And
like-
just like, what the fuck?
If I just seen somebody just like evaporate
Yeah.
into smoke.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'll keep it open because the air flare when it first came out, I was like, what just happened? It's
Cats
just a
out here
glitch in the
flying-
Matrix.
Flying out here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was.
B-Boy on some other shit.
Lazy's a gangster.
Wait, what are you talking about? How you didn't go to jiu-jitsu? Is that what you're talking about?
Lazy is
Okay, cool. Wait, what'd you say? You didn't go to jiu-jitsu this week?
Yeah,
Okay,
what?
cool.
You're an asshole.
Yeah, you're done. You're done for the pod, bro.
You're
You're
done.
done. You're done,
Turn
so.
his mic off.
Oh, man.
Gotta come to Half Gracie's on Sundays.
There you go.
Fridays.
Open invite.
Fridays.
Open invite.
What time is open mat?
Noon Fridays is open mat too.
Well, I'm off Sundays.
So how does it work for someone that's never even done jiu-jitsu?
Hey, I got a gi. I got an extra
and I want to
gi.
walk in and try it. How do I?
You
What do
just
I do?
come in. You
And
just
Come in and get choked
I just
out.
come in and get fucking put to sleep every time.
Hella times.
Hey, wake up.
Pretty much, yeah.
Get up.
At Waza,
Go again against him.
At Waza, the way it works is, like new people will come in, and it's usually Sean or Damien that Derek will stick them with.
And then they'll choke
And
you
then,
out.
yeah,
And then
they'll kind of go through different, different sweeps,
different ways to embarrass you in
And
front
then-
of people.
Oh,
Just-
okay, cool.
and then you free roll and die.
Yeah, so you notice how out of shape you are and how you don't know what the fuck you're doing. That's about it.
Ryan let his hair down.
Yesterday,
For real.
my god! Yesterday we had a guy come in. Is this older guy, and he was such a he's a douchebag, man. He comes in and he's like, he tells our black belt, he's like, yeah, have you ever trained before? He's like, yeah, I used to train. I just moved into Thomas. I quit for a while and I want to start again. And so we're like, okay. So like I had heard that, and this is a conversation before anybody else had come into the room. And during the weeks at noon, like I'll run like the warm-ups while Colo's like getting ready or whatever. And so I heard him, and like so when other people came in, they start warming up, blah blah blah. And I roll with this guy, right? I roll with this dude, and we bump, slap hands and shit. And he picks me up by the ankles and stands up, and basically like slams me.
He like double legged you?
Like not like double, like I had
Or
to
he just
like
grabbed you by the ankles?
He like basically grabbed me by the ankles and like picked me up off the ground and slammed me back on
That
my back.
sounds unreal. Like that doesn't even sound right. He's like,
when he did, yeah, exactly. And when he did it, like I looked at my black belt.
I was like, yeah.
And I looked at him with my eyes open, and my black belt had his eyes open. He's grabbing his belt. He's like, and like, so I'm like, I immediately snapped in my head. I was like, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of this dude.
Hey, that's what you got to do though.
And like, so I sweep him and I put him in the choke. And as I put him in the choke, he's not trying to tap out. He's like fighting.
Oh.
And I tell him, I'm like, hey man, like calm down, dude.
Yeah, relax.
And he didn't calm down.
This is happening.
He didn't calm down. And so like I fucking choked him really, really hard. And then he finally tapped.
And then he died.
And then he like, I was like, dude, this is this is not a competition.
Yeah,
Calm
bro.
down,
Like
dude.
we're trying to like learn here. We're
And
trying to teach.
we go again.
Goes hard.
He goes hard again. I put him in a bow and arrow choke this time.
Oh, embarrassing.
Which is, if you know what a bow and arrow choke is.
So embarrassing.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
And so I put him in the choke, and like, he's not tapping. I'm
Damn.
thinking this dude's gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at my instructor.
Like,
and my
is it cool?
instructor's-
Can I put this fool to
my
sleep?
And he's giving me the look like,
Yeah.
I saw what he did to you.
Yeah, put him
Go
to
for
sleep.
it. Go
Yeah.
for it.
That fool trying to pick you up by your ankles.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He tried to send you to the hospital.
And so, but he finally taps.
Mm.
He finally taps, and then like, class ends, and all the guys there are kind of talking about him, like, dude, that guy's kind of rough.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why he was so rough.
Yeah.
And then like there was another blue belt. It was a blue belt that went to go train with him after class because he wanted to still roll. He wanted to spar more.
He just
got
didn't
his
want to spar
ass
with
kicked
you.
by, like-
Damn.
No, he got his ass kicked like by 3 different people,
Damn.
and still wanted to spar.
Determination.
And yeah, so I was like, that's cool. Like, and then so he goes with the blue belt. The blue belt asked him, yo, how long have you been training?
Like,
And I
never.
heard the guy go, 2 days.
Oh, see that.
He
don't
fucking
work.
lied. He
Yeah.
lied, dude. Like,
Yeah.
he lied.
But doesn't
So-
that something in jiu-jitsu, something about people wanting to, it's like ego. It's a self-checking thing. The cool thing about
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu from what I've learned anyways, and I don't do it, but I hear about it all the time, it's self-regulating.
It's a douchebag
is.
filter.
It is.
It is. But see, the thing is that because he said, "Oh, I've only been training for 2 days or
Yeah.
2 days," the blue belt like was super easy on him.
Yeah.
And the next thing he know, he's like getting fucked up. The blue belt.
See?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That shit ain't cool right there.
yeah. And that's why I said it doesn't matter what belt the dude has
That,
on.
you just got to be on guard all
if
the
he
time.
comes at you like that, you need to be able to fuck that dude
Yeah.
up and let him know,
Yeah.
like, hey, this is don't you don't
This
Nah,
is a
shit.
learning environment.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Learning environment. Yeah, that's some shit I be watching. I be watching motherfuckers BJJ Police, I think it was what it's called.
Oh man,
Motherfuckers be calling fools out that be like, I'm a black belt from Brazil, and I be doing this and like, no, you ain't fool. That shit ain't even real.
Yeah.
take your fucking belt off.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
your fucking belt
Dude.
off.
That's
I'ma
just
give you a
dope, though.
white
I think
belt.
to me, that's just dope because it's self-regulating. So there isn't a lot of people that speak the language, and it's cool to. And I'm admiring from afar. Don't get me wrong. Like I don't do this shit for everybody out there. Be like, don't be trying to chuck me out. I don't be doing that. I admire the sport. I hope to get in it someday once I lose like about 45 pounds. But I mean, I'm just saying it's really cool that it's in itself. It governs itself. It's all inclusive, and it's relatively new in the sense of everybody kind of coming towards it. And it's cool because it is for all ages, and it is that's one of the few things that you can go 95% on and really not get hurt.
Yeah.
Like for the most part.
Yeah.
Especially if you're training with really good people that understand that, and you're just really trying to learn and understand techniques, understand like
if your
grips.
learning environment is a learning environment, you know when to tap.
True.
You're not gonna fucking try to fight it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
We talking about like when you didn't go this week?
Yep.
Okay, go.
I tapped out.
For all you, I'm just giving a hard time because this motherfucker didn't go. Holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, did you not say that on the pod?
I did.
You getting heat all day.
I
That's
did.
all I'm saying.
I tapped out.
You know what
I
I'm
tapped out last
saying?
week.
So Lions in Paris, Chad, please drop a little knowledge on what that is. I like the saying, but I don't know what it is. What's going on? What is that?
Lions in Paris is it started off as a joke.
With Lenny Kravitz.
Who's also Chad Ross. I don't know if y'all know. Chad Ross is Lenny Kravitz. Just to let y'all know. Go ahead.
It started off as a joke, like
with your pet lions.
It was like my ex girlfriend is the same way I started jiu-jitsu. Like when I was overweight at the time with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what? I'm not gonna be with a fat man. I'm just letting you know I'm not.
She said that?
She said that to me,
bitch.
So the only rebuttal,
that bitch.
The only rebuttal I had to that was, what? Well, guess what? I'm doing jiu-jitsu starting today, and you're taking me.
Oh, that's some G-ass shit right there, though. That's some G shit.
That was how I got into jiu-jitsu. But anyways,
that's dope.
Like I used to always talk because she used to break dance as well, and.
Wait, who's this? Can you drop a name or no? Don't drop a name. Don't get fired. She's famous, everybody. No, I don't know. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I'm just kidding.
She we used to always be like, be out kicking it or
whatever.
Yeah. Be like, man, this DJ's whack. Man, I would play this song into this song. Like,
she would say that?
Yeah, we were both like,
yeah, big music heads. Yeah, of course, yeah.
And so I was like, man, we should DJ together. We should freaking DJ. That'd be sick, dude. Like, and she'd be like, yeah, it would be sick. What do
you call yourselves?
So like. And yeah, that was just, she was like, "What we call ourselves?" I was like, "I don't know. We have to give ourselves some stupid name, where it sounds like where like a DJ group sounds like a real band or some shit."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I was
but
like,
"Yeah,
Lions
sounds
in Paris."
dope though.
I was like, "Lions in Paris." There's the name of the band.
That shit sounds tight though to me. Like I'm like, wait, can I get that T-shirt if it's not made yet? Like, what's up? Can I get a Lions in Paris? So you DJ on the side?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
what do you spin or what's your deal? How'd you get into that? Is it just a natural progression? How does that work?
I spin pretty much anything.
Cha-cha music.
Everything. Like hip hop, trap, EDM, house music. I just like to call it dance music. Whatever makes girls like dance is what I play.
That's a true DJ. For
girls.
every DJ that never fucking admits it, whatever get them bitches dancing.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. Because I come from a dancer's perspective.
Exactly.
And there's been so many times where I've
got to keep this party going.
Or I've been like at a club or somewhere, and like the DJ plays like a dope track, and then he
follows it up with some bullshit.
He drops the beat right before the break.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why the fuck do I got to take breaks when I'm out dancing?
This happened so many times. So I'm just like, fuck that. I wanted to DJ and make things. And so, like, I was DJing in my bedroom for, like, 2 years. And then I was like, all right, that's it. Lions in Paris is real. I'm going to fucking really do this shit.
That's dope.
And I started, like, trying to DJ anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
Started doing podcasts, sending my podcasts, like, overseas.
Boom. Look at
that. Went to London, DJed in London, and had a good response there. And, like, so now it's, like, people will hire me. And it's funny because they'll hire me and they'll be like, I heard you're good. I heard your music selection is good, but I don't know what you play. So it's like,
damn.
So sometimes I'll get a job.
Of course, yeah.
And I'll DJ.
Yeah.
And I'll play some shit. In the beginning, at the beginning, everyone is like,
it's not what I expected.
But then halfway through,
they're feeling it.
Everyone's like, oh my God, this shit's amazing.
But that's a good DJ, though. That's a good DJ.
It's that build-up.
You look for DJs to introduce you to a new way of looking at music, thinking about music, or introducing new artists. I mean, DJs are, like, I love music. So DJs to me are always key. Like, I think always trying to expose to something new.
For me, like, selection is very, very important. And I think that's what puts me ahead of the curve as far as a DJ.
Yeah.
And, like, people are they always tell me, like, dude, like, your selection is really dope. Like,
sick.
How you take one song and go into another song.
Yeah.
And I think for me, like, the reason why that is because I'm in tune with the new stuff. But then sometimes I hear new stuff and I'll be like, oh, that sounds like,
something from back
in
the days.
And then I'll flip it.
I'll
flip it.
Yeah.
And like, so when I make mixes and I put them out on SoundCloud or whatever, like a 30-minute mix took me like a month to do. It took me like a month to do because it's not just like, oh yeah, 30-minute mix. This is me practicing. No, it's like I was looking for this song and what song goes into this. I like to do a lot of juxtaposition where I take two beats and like put them together and it sounds like completely meticulous.
Damn, son, what you know about that, Deeks?
So
I'm about to start figuring it out.
Hey, fuck with this for here. Get on Lines of Paris.
Gross.
Everybody, or whoever, we're Lines of Paris. DJs are here. Everybody, we coming out. Lines of Paris.
Hey, at the first Friday event.
Which one?
When you were
Friday?
DJing?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I'm about to hop up on here. I got up there and I was looking at the place. I was like, yo, I don't know any of these songs.
Yeah, this fool got mad confused. He was like, this shit's all from Denmark. Like, what is this right now?
I was like, what is it? I don't know any of these people. I was like, yo, Chad, the song's about to end. hey, put on a new one.
All the shit's in like French, bro. Hey, something happened. I'm looking at a French menu from a restaurant. I don't know what's going on over here. La Petite. What's going on over here?
How do I mix this with this next
know
one?
What I'm saying?
No, but that shit's fun. I've DJed a couple like house parties.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, Deeks?
That's a good way to start.
Is Deeks part of Lions in Paris? Is this official?
No.
Is this what happened?
It needs to jump on. You could get in.
Oh, he said you got to get jumped in. He said you got to get choked out 100 times.
I will put on a gi.
He said you got to get choked. He said choke him in. Everybody, choke him in.
You got a T-Rex. You got a T-Rex. You got a boat.
He said, Deeks trying to get in the Lions of Paris, you got to get choked in.
I will try the tickle sweep if I have to.
I got you.
Oh, man.
Ball fondling. How much time we got?
Oh, shit. Yeah, we were at 1:30. Damn, son.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, Chad, what's up? Plug. What you got going on? Anything got to plug? Shots out? Like, what your deal?
I'll give a shout out to my girl in London, Chantel.
Boom.
Give a shout out to my boy Richard, my boy Lone Star, Khadija, Nyla, What's Up Hooligans, all the homies over in London. We're gonna do it big this year. So
wait, you going to London? How many times you going to London this year?
I'm trying to go like 4 times this year.
Damn, son. So are you making the full transition over there at some point, or like you just going there visiting, going back and forth?
It depends, man. It depends. The whole thing about London is that I feel that like as an artist, it's very easy to get your way in there. If you're good at what you do, if you're a good artist, you've been doing it for like 10 years or whatever, you can. If you find somebody over there, the culture is like, there's so many people there. Yeah. So the culture is this, and like it's all about hustling. Yeah. Everything is hustling. Yeah. Like New York, kind of like New York. It's like everyone. If you got a skill, your boy can get you some money.
Hustle that shit.
Something.
Yeah.
So it's the same like. If you're good at some type of art, somebody will be like, oh, man, I know this guy from the States. You need to work with this guy. And they'll hook you up. You know what I mean?
Nice.
They'll hook you up.
So you get into like a pool of like motherfuckers trying to help your hustle.
Yeah, like fools are trying to work with you. People like you meet more people that are doing
That's what it seems like, to be honest. Like you've always seen that with like certain like hip hop artists especially. They'll blow up in Europe way before they get into fucking America. Because it seems like there's a better network of people that are willing to put you on out there as opposed to out here for some reason. Yeah,
the support is different. The support is like this is one thing that I saw in Seattle that I thought was very interesting about the whole hip hop scene. Yeah, was like for instance in Sacramento is very segregated. So you had rappers only hang out with rappers.
Of course, yeah.
B-boys only hang out with B-boys. Yep. DJs only hang out with DJs. Yeah, graffiti artists only hang out with graffiti artists. All that kind of stuff. But in Seattle, it was like everybody would hang out in their own different areas.
Yeah, but
they
all
would
come
all
together.
ask the same people, "Yo, what's going on tonight?" And then they would all end up at the same place,
That's
They'd
dope.
all
and
under
everybody
the
would
same
respect.
umbrella.
You know what I mean? Like there was always B-boys at a hip hop event,
Yeah.
and there was always a time where the DJs and the MCs would
Yeah.
let the dancers dance.
So it was all actually inclusive together.
Versus like
yeah.
in Sacramento, where like they throw a live hip hop show, B-boys show up, take over the entire floor,
And then that's
the
about it.
rappers are like, "Yo, I need the crowd to come to the front," because they try to dead the fucking
Yeah.
B-boy circle.
Yeah.
In Seattle, it was like, "Yo, give props out to these
All
niggas
together,
out here," because
one
the girls
thing.
will come to the dance floor.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's very
Which
different.
matters. That's all
It's
that it
super
matters.
matters.
Yeah,
It
that's what
I'm
matters
saying.
so
Yeah, yeah.
freaking much, dude.
It does, because you got to keep a certain vibe and a certain like. If a party's going, you got to keep that shit flowing, regardless of
Yeah.
who's involved. Like b-boys or not, DJs, MCs, the crowd, like all that shit needs to be inclusive, and that party needs to keep rolling. However, that shit needs to happen. But I get that though, because that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. Because
I
I
mean-
hear a lot of like artists breaking out in Europe way before they get over here.
Yeah, they're down to pay for it.
Yeah,
Like your real friends, like if you have real friends and you're a real artist, your friends will pay
yeah, of
for
course.
your stuff.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure.
Like,
Yeah,
your friends will, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it's
They'll
one
show
thing
the
if it's
support
like-
that's really true. Yeah,
you know, like even if like say for instance you had an art exhibit,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I would come to the art exhibit. Maybe I got in free, but maybe I'll buy a piece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like something like
show
that.
your love. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
It has to be. It's on that level. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like that in London. It's like all the people that I know, like all the people that I work with. Even when we went out there with Garibaldi, like I hooked him up with Lone Star, my guy Lone Star, and he's a street photographer,
yeah, yeah.
famous with hip hop photography. He
Nice.
came out with a book called The Lost Dance of Hip Hop.
Woo!
Dope.
Very very dope book.
Nice.
And I try to do stuff with him, and mainly because it's like. Well, universally, I look at it like this. It's like this is a brother, this is another black person on this planet that's capable of creating something in a positive manner.
Yeah,
And for a person like me who's displaced, like African Americans are, we're displaced. We're a race of Africans that are displaced. We have no idea who our tribe is, what our dialect is, what
Yeah.
our language is.
you're
We
starting
have no
from scratch,
idea.
basically.
Exactly. We
Trying to
have no
identify
idea
with
what that
anybody
is.
else who could like identify what you fuck with.
So when I go over and I connect with black people over in London
Yeah,
that are from Jamaica,
yeah. Different parts of
Africa.
the world. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're more acceptive. They're more accepting because they understand what kind of situation that African Americans have been through.
In general,
So it's like we have like this type of respect for each
understanding.
other.
Yeah,
Versus like in America, it's like when I see other African Americans, it's like who's better?
yeah.
Why are you here? Why?
Like, what's your style? Like, why you rocking like that? Like, why you rocking that?
Exactly.
Or what do you
What
do?
set
Like,
you claim?
you ain't down with that?
Exactly.
Like,
It's
what's
more of a
up? Like,
question.
future or die? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's more of a question, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus like out there,
It's
it's like,
different culture.
Exactly.
Different culture. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's interesting because it's like when I meet black people over there, they're very different than black people over here. Black
Oh,
people
of
over
course,
here,
yeah.
it's almost like sometimes it just feels like I can't even relate because it's like they're so
far out. Like,
far
yo,
out. Like, it's
that's
like,
not even in your
whoa,
realm.
like-
Yeah.
Like there's this film on Netflix called Snow on the Bluff.
Ooh.
It's a very interesting film. It was filmed in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And there's parts in that film where the slang is so heavy,
Yeah.
I don't even understand.
Like, you're like,
so
I don't
it's
know
like
what
a
they're
different
speaking.
African dialect.
Yeah.
It's like a different
Like a
you know,
different environment, different world, like
I'm
out
just
there.
like,
Yeah.
whoa, and
Yeah.
it's like almost like a third world country. Like
Yeah.
it's completely different.
Yeah.
So to go over there and to have those kind of interactions with black people over there
Yeah.
is very different. And to hear black people talk with a British accent and
It's like on some other level
educated
shit.
black people
Yeah.
from a different walk of life, it's very interesting, and it kind of gives you inspiration and be like, well, hold up, nah, I'm just, because in America it's like America can have you feeling a certain way for being a minority.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I mean?
agree.
They can
Oh,
have
yeah.
you feeling a certain way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They put you in a box.
Until you go back to the Philippines.
And all of a sudden, you out
and
the
then
box.
You feel the love. You feel
You're
the
like,
love. You
yo,
feel the
I could
situation. You understand
conquer
what's
the
going on.
world, motherfucker. Yeah.
Same thing when you go back to like Africa, or you
Yeah.
go back to England, or you go to a
You go to
place
a culture where
where your people are there.
it's different. They're treated differently. The acceptance is a lot different. It makes you think a different way. But I get that. Yeah. That's dope.
So that's what kept me over there the most, is because like Lone Star was the first guy that I met over there that was really
doing his thing,
cool with me, and was like, "Yo, I
reached
want
out.
to work with you."
It's like, let's
blah,
do some
blah.
work out here. Like, it's open
Yeah.
game out here. No restrictions,
Yeah,
no boxes, no expectations. Just do what we do.
yeah.
That's dope.
You know, and he always struck me as this dude that like he didn't care about what anybody else said.
Yeah, as
Like,
it should be.
I'm like, Lone Star, what are you doing? Oh man, I don't care what anyone's doing. I'm just gonna put my book out, and then
I'm doing
everybody
me.
will know.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just
That's
like,
dope.
I'm like, whoa, like okay. I mean, in London, that's how you speak out. You
Yeah.
speak out through, first of all, the way you dress, but it's applicable to the weather.
Yeah,
And then you also speak out by what you do. You know what I'm saying? So if you're an artist, you got to get gallery shows popping. You got to get
you gotta get on your hustle, basically.
exactly.
Put it out there. But on top of that, you actually have an audience and a crowd and a team behind you to help push.
And the thing that makes people grab onto that style is that I think David said it to me. Garibaldi said it to me the best. He's like, you need to be able to curate your own life.
Oof.
You need to be able to curate your own artistry.
Yeah.
And so cats are like not only are they creating the art,
Yeah.
but they're selecting how it comes out,
Yeah.
how it comes about. You're curating that shit, you know?
Damn it. Damn it. That's cool. Fuck.
Oh, that's the show.
We'll keep on recording. Anywho, we'll keep on recording. I'll take the that sound. Anywho, so go ahead, Chad. What you got on shots? Shots out to who again? Go ahead.
Oh, shout out to London, shout out to Chantel, shout out to Lone Star, Nyla, Khadija, Richard, Michael Sidney Moore. Love you guys. I'll see you guys soon.
Woo! Lions in Paris. Chad Ross in the house. What's your IG? What's your Facebook?
Twitter, the Chad Ross, and Instagram, the Chad Ross. I don't have any Facebook. I don't fuck with that shit. I get in trouble,
Ooh.
man.
Hey, Pete, grab that so you get the better audio and just start facing it on each of us. Yeah, it's just wild. Go ahead, Deez. What you got? Shouts out. What you got going on?
Shout out to WARONWALLS Studio.
Yep.
And shout out to David Garibaldi.
Real talk.
Real talk, yeah.
What's up? What you got in the works, Deez? I know you're doing some commission paintings. What you
Yeah,
got?
I've got some commission paintings. I've been working a lot on some new things.
Yeah. You faded?
Yeah, I'm cool, bro.
Cool! Everybody, Deez is faded!
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pete. What you got going on, brother?
No, P. I got Jiujitsu.
No, he doesn't.
Yo! I'm on that shit! Give me that!
Nothing. I'm working.
But you're going to...
Hey, I'm going to.
Good, bro. If he gets in before you, bro, you're like suspended for like 3 podcasts.
Let me get that extra key you got.
I got you.
Hey, what's up, team? Reback over here. I don't even know audio. Reback over here at RuAREYOU.com. Cuba, representing Earth to whoever. Thank you for everybody. Chad, face that on yourself. Chad's amazing. Thank you, everybody. Chad's the best. #1 pod. We out here. To whoever. Holla.